Hi, welcome to Capterra's webinar on how to add more high-quality leads to your sales pipeline. During this webinar, we're going to discuss Capterra's pay-per-lead program. It's presented by me, Kelsey Walsh.
I'm Berkeley Sackman.
So to get started, these are the topics we're going to cover during the webinar. I'm going to give you an overview of the pay-per-lead program, how to sign up, how we price our leads, the digest email, which is sent when a lead's available, an example lead, the portal, how you can view leads in your vendor portal, how to purchase, and steps to outreach to a lead that you've purchased through Capterra's pay-per-lead program. So the program is completely free to join. There is no risk to you for joining our program. You as a vendor have complete control over the leads that you purchase. All that we do is send the leads to you. You can review them in their entirety without the contact information to see what features, requirements, and budget the buyer has in mind and if those meet your product. If so, you can purchase them. Every lead is phone verified, so one of our buyer advisors speaks with each buyer on the phone, talks with them about those needs and requirements, what their expectations are for a product, educates on budget if necessary, and then talks about next steps in connecting them with good matches for their needs. We consider these leads sales ready, so they're looking to demo a solution in the next day or week. Within that time frame, they're ready for demos. And we do guarantee our leads, which is a main difference between us and other lead generation programs. If you have any issues with your leads, contact us as soon as possible. That way we can reach out to the buyer, speak with them again, update any requirements, needs, and or put you in touch. So there's a couple of ways to sign up. Just let your Capterra point of contact know that you're interested in enrolling in the pay-per-lead program, and they can sign you up, or they can email you the link to sign up. We have to give you the link to sign up. It's not available in your portal, so please contact us if you're interested in signing up. From there, you can enter your credit card details if they're not already entered so that you can sign up. Again, it is completely free. We do require the credit card details in case you purchase a lead, and we would charge your credit card at that point. But otherwise, just for signing up and receiving digest emails, it is completely free.
So the pricing of our leads are based on a couple of different qualitative and quantitative factors when we're pricing them. So some of those include the number of users, so how many people are going to be using the software, if it's employees, learners, technicians, depending on what type of software. The timeline, so how long is the buyer's purchase cycle? Are they looking to purchase software in a month, 3 months, or 6 months? Is the buyer the decision maker? So are they going to be making the final decision, or are they seeking final approval from a manager? Budget, so how much are they looking to invest in the software? Industry average product prices, so taking into account the features and the number of users, what is the typical average cost of the software? And company size, so how many employees do they have and what's their annual revenue? So we're going to take all of those factors into consideration when we're determining the price of our leads. The lead digest emails are going to provide you with all of the information that's necessary for you to decide whether or not the lead is a good fit for your company and for your product. So if you feel like you're a good fit, you can log into the vendor portal and purchase the lead, which we'll go over here in a few minutes. If they're not a good fit, no action needs to be taken. You can just ignore the email. Like Kelsey said, it's free to enroll in the pay-per-lead program. Not all of our software directories are included in the pay-per-lead program at this time, though. So once you're signed up for pay-per-lead, you will receive leads for any of the software directories that you're listed in, as long as they're categories we service in pay-per-lead. And anyone in your company can receive the lead digest emails. So you can add email addresses through the vendor portal, and they will need to have the login credentials in order to actually purchase the lead. So here's an example of the vendor portal section where you can add email addresses. If you log in, you just go to the Settings tab and then select Lead Filtering. And here you can add multiple different email addresses just separated by a comma, and all of those points of contact will receive the Lead Digest emails, or you can just contact your Capterra point of contact and they can edit it for you. So all of the Lead Digest emails come out several times a day, 11:30 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4:30 p.m. Eastern. If you don't receive a digest email at any of those times, that means that there just are not any leads available at the time of the email blast. So now we're going to walk through an example of a Lead Digest email. The Lead Digest email is going to contain all of the information that Capterra has about the lead except for the buyer's specific contact information. So their name, company name, email, phone number, and website are not included. And you will receive that contact information once you purchase the lead. So in the details, we list the type of software the buyer is looking for, designated Capterra ID lead number, date and timestamp, and then the location of the lead. So we release leads in the US, Canada, Europe, New Zealand, and Australia. So you're going to want to pay attention to the location in case this isn't an area that you service or an area that you're not interested in. Next, you'll see the buyer's job title, the type of industry, number of employees, and annual revenue, followed by the number of users that plan on using the software. The problem the buyer needs to solve is going to be a brief synopsis of what the buyer is looking for specifically, and that's going to be followed by buyer's requirements. So we generally list the very most important requirements first, and your product will need to meet those requirements in order for you to be a good fit for the lead. Next, we're going to list nice-to-have features. So these are selling points if you have any of those listed features, but they're not must-have or required features. The current software they're using will be listed if they have any, and then their preferred deployment method if they're looking for a web-based, installed, or either open to either system. The platform that they're using, so that will be if they're using Mac, Windows, another platform, or multiple platforms. Then we're going to list the stage that they're at in the buying process. So all of our leads should be ready to conduct demos. And then the time frame will be how long they expect it to take to make a purchase. Next, we're going to list budget details. So those are listed in increments such as up to $5,000, up to $10,000, up to $25,000 per year. And then if we have more specific budget requirements, such as a price listed in that range, we will add those details. We'll include if the buyer is the final decision maker, and then any other additional notes that we think might be helpful. Finally, we're going to list the buyer advisor who verified the lead and the cost of the lead. So you can feel free to reach out to the buyer advisor if you have any questions that's going to clarify the lead for you. In order to purchase, you can click the link at the bottom of the digest email, or you can log into your vendor portal to purchase the lead. You're going to need to have your login credentials to do so. Each lead has a limited number of spots available, so typically our buyers want to hear from 3 to 5 vendors. If the lead is unavailable, that means that it's sold out. So if a lead is sold out and you feel like you're the perfect fit, you can contact the buyer advisor that released the lead, and they may be able to connect you with that buyer.
So when you click that purchase this lead link in the bottom of the email, it'll take you to this screen after you log into your vendor portal, and then you can hit the green button to purchase that lead. The other way to view leads in your portal, we're going to walk through step by step how the vendor portal looks. So if you log in to your main screen of the vendor portal, it'll open to your dashboard. The listings area will show any pay-per-click listings that you have. Below that, we'll list available leads. So those are leads available in the directories in which you are listed on our site. That's both a basic listing and or a paid listing, any directory you're in. From there, you can click View All Available Leads, or you can click the Leads tab. Either will take you to this screen. Once you're in the leads tab, it will show you available leads. So any lead that says available is obviously available for purchase. Sold out leads are sold out. You can still preview the sold out leads to see the requirements and see if they're a good fit. And if you're a perfect fit, reach out to the buyer advisor. However, any lead that says available, you can preview now and select it and view it. There's a couple of options as to viewing leads. This is viewing all leads in your directories. So any directory that you're live in with Capterra. You can also view specific directories, such as it says related directories, building maintenance. If you select that, it will just show you the leads in the building maintenance directory. And if you click on the preview now lead or link, it'll take you to the lead details that you would have been sent in the digest email. But this just shows you them in the portal. So the same information that Berkeley went over will show you. And as you can see, it lists purchase to see full details. After you purchase, you'll see organization name, email, phone number, website URL, and name of the buyer. So if you hit the purchase button, the green purchase button, it takes you to the next screen, which confirms that you're wanting to purchase this lead, tells you what will happen next as far as charging your credit card. You hit purchase, it takes you to this screen. Your options from here are to view the lead details specifically or go to your purchase leads tab, which shows you all the leads purchased since starting with Capterra. So if we hit that first link and go to the view lead details, it'll take you to this screen. We've taken out the contact information from this buyer, but all the information we filled in. Your options here are to download a PDF of the lead, and you can then upload it or send it on to your salesperson. When you download this, again, it will have all of the contact information for that buyer. Your other option was to click the View All Purchase Leads link. That would take you to this screen. This is how you would download a CSV file of your leads. So you click those boxes next to underneath the download column. From there, you would click Download Selected. Once you click those, you can download them all in CSV files and upload them into your CRM. And this will take your history all the way back to starting with Capterra. So if you've ever purchased a lead, you can view it here. If for some reason you're credited for a lead, it does disappear from your purchase leads tab. So if you have been credited for a lead, you will no longer be able to view it in the purchase leads tab. Outreach. So once a buyer has come through our system and is trying to find a solution and has come through us, we verified the lead and put them in touch with you. We recommend that you call and email on the day of purchase. Please note the buyer's preferred method of contact. So we list whether they prefer phone, email, or either. If they prefer email, we typically will say, please schedule a call via email with the buyer. That's the best way to do it. You'll see most success that way. We state that we're matching the buyer with vendors. So in your outreach, if you mention Capterra thought we'd be a great match. We'd love to schedule a demo with you at this time. Asking specific questions of the buyer gets a higher rate of response. And if you're having any issues getting in touch with the buyer, if they're not responding to your phone calls and emails over a week or 2 week period, as soon as possible, please let us know. We are in communication with the buyer over this period of time and can help connect you whenever needed.
So because Capterra does phone verify our leads, we do offer a guarantee. So we want you to have a chance to demo your product with a buyer that's looking to purchase a product. So we will offer you credits for a couple different scenarios. One is if there is incorrect information in a lead write-up, or if information is missing from a lead write-up, such as the buyer is looking for a non-negotiable feature that wasn't included, we would issue a credit for that. If you have a duplicate entry in your CRM because you're already working with the buyer, just send us a screenshot of the entry and we can issue you a credit for that as well. And also, if you're unable to get in touch with a buyer, or if they purchase a product before you get a chance to demo, we will issue a credit too. Like Kelsey said, you just want to let us know within the first week or two if you're having any trouble getting in touch with the buyer, and we can try to help connect you with them before issuing you a credit. If you don't let us know that you're having trouble getting in touch with a buyer within 30 days, we will not issue a credit for that lead.
So we've had a few questions come through, which we'll read the question out and then answer it. Can I filter certain countries out? So to reiterate, we only work with English-speaking countries and English-speaking buyers. So if you have certain countries you don't service, the location of the buyer is stated in the lead. If they're outside the US or Canada, we typically star that at the top of the lead requirements or the description of needs so that you can see where the buyer is located. So if you have any issues there, just again, if you don't service that country, ignore the email. No need to purchase. You're not required to purchase leads that are not within your target country area. We keep getting leads from a category which we're not listed in. Why? So the way that our program works is if you, for example, are listed only in service dispatch, you may receive leads from the field service category because it's a related category. So you'll receive a lead perhaps that's coming through field service. It'll state type of software needed, field service. Most of the requirements will be in a service dispatch software realm as well. So you'll see leads coming through there. Again, if they're not a fit, that's fine. Go ahead and ignore them, but you may see related categories come through. The same is true of LMS and training. So you may see a lead come through that's looking for training software. That's a crossover category with LMS. So they're looking for features of an LMS and or training software. So that's why you may be seeing that. Every time I find a lead that's a good fit, they're sold out. What do I do? So if a lead is sold out, as Berkeley said, please reach out to the buyer advisor if you feel that you are a perfect fit. We do let our buyers choose the number of vendors we connect them with. So if the buyer only wants to hear from 2 vendors, we only match them with 2 vendors. So if that's the case and you feel like, we're a perfect fit, ask the buyer advisor. They'll reach out directly to the buyer and say, great, we found an additional match that seems like a perfect fit. Would you be open to hearing from them? If so, we can connect you.
We have another question asking, where do our leads come from? So we have some calls to action link on our software directories that are live in the Pay Per Lead program. And if someone comes to a software directory and they need a little bit more help and guidance in finding the right fit and reaching out to vendors, they will click that link and reach out to a buyer advisor for help. And that way we can kind of help them narrow down and send out that lead so that they can be connected with vendors. We also have kind of a related question of what are the buyer's expectations for the next step with a vendor? When we talk to the buyers on the phone, after we have gone through what they're looking for, we discuss what the next steps will be. So they expect to be contacted by phone or by email or by both by the software vendor so that they can schedule a phone call and or a demo to take a look at products. So they'll be expecting to reach out and matching with vendors.
Just as a reminder, we're recording the webinar and all the questions that were being asked and will be sent out tomorrow. So if you weren't able to stay for the whole webinar or you're speaking too quickly or something, the slides and us going through the program will all be sent to you tomorrow. So thanks so much for coming. We hope that you learned a little about the program. And again, if you have questions, you can email Berkeley or myself, or buyers@capterra.com, and we can assist you in any way that we can. Thanks so much.